Are you looking to increase your design skills and productivity? From sketching, surfacing, assemblies, and everything in between, our books have you covered. Purchase a paperback or PDF version in our store today.
Well, hello everyone. I thought I would share some fun little modeling techniques with you today. It's a wonderful day and a nice day for sharing techniques. And so, I've got this little model here, and as you can see, the model has some special features. Oh, here he is. It's little Dino the dinosaur. And he's got a moving tongue, and he's got eyelashes, and he's got a body that was made with the surfacing capabilities, which I'm going to show you. And it's fun. Okay, so now I have a new model, and I'm going to go to the revolve command. And I'm just going to put in an arc like this, just like that. And I'm going to start there. I'm just doing kind of freehand there. And I'm revolving this about the y-axis. And I am doing a sheet body. There we go, sheet body. So now I want to elongate this. And so in the surface mode, there is the XForm. And I really, really like the XForm command. Because with XForm, you can edit the control points, the control polygon of the surface. Now, this is very complex, and if I grab like a row of these control points and pull them out, it just makes a local change, see? And that's not what I want. I want it to be a more broad change to the overall thing, so I'm going to Control Z that, and I'm going to go back into the XForm, and I'm going to select the XForm, and I'm going to decrease the parameterization of this. So you can see I have a lot of sections, if you will. And I'm going to turn this into 5. And you can see how that simplifies everything. And I'm going to turn this into 5 as well. And so now I have a much simpler model, if you will. And what I want to do is I want to take this set of poles and move it out this way. Now, the way this all works is you can move things according to a plane, according to surface normals. There's all these nice ways according to a vector or according to view. So in this view, I'm going to grab these points and I'm going to just pull them out this way as much as I like to make a new body for my dinosaur. And maybe I'll adjust this in a little bit. Let's deselect these and select these. There we go. And deselect. Select those. Just balance it off a little bit. And say OK. So good. So that's kind of what I wanted in order to create the body of this new thing. I think I wanted it to converge a little bit more, so I'm going to go back into that revolve, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to take this curve and I'm going to just bend it up a little bit more. Let's see, let's do a dimension. It goes from here to here, so we just kind of limit where that goes, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to bend it over here. Give me a second here. There we go. Just bend it a little bit more that way and say finish. And then the XForm gets applied again. So it looks like that now. Okay, great. So then the next thing I do is I'm going to go to the surface mode and I'm going to do an n-sided surface. I'm going to select this edge and I'm going to define the constraints with this face. So it'll give a nice little hump there, and it's a nice and smooth hump. And it's a G1 tangency controlled hump, so that's a nice thing. And then I've got to close the bottom, and I can F4, which is the repeat last command. Select that. This one I'm not going to force to be tangent with this surface. I'm just going to put it on there. That's nice. And then I'm going to sew the whole thing together. So, get all of those, and I'm going to say show results, and make sure I say solid body created. Good. And then I'm going to do a G2 curvature continuity edge blend with my RHO point at 0.65. That's just my personal preference. In terms of a radius that looks good, 0.65 RHO really appeals to me. So there's that. So that is how I did the body of this nice little dinosaur. But then some of you may not know how to do all those little polka dots. And so I'm going to display this surface now in the non-edge, the non-edge display. So here's shaded with displays. Here's just shaded. So it's not displaying the edges. They're there, but they're not displayed. And I'm going to go to curve, and I'm going to do curve on surface. And the curve on surface works really well. I want to do a little polka dot, if you will. It's going to be a free-handed sketch, and I want to make sure that the spline constraints say closed. So I'm going to specify tangent faces. So now I can draw on any portion of this collection of surfaces. And I'm going to do a nice little polka dot there. Apply. Do it again. Polka dot here. Okay. And look at this. If I want to move that polka dot, I can select all the points and just move it around this way. So that's cool. And apply. And so in order to do the decoration of this little body, this little dinosaur, I would tediously position all these circles, and I would be going by eye and making judgments, etc. So that's all good. Now I want those little dots colored a different color than the rest of the solid. And it is indeed a solid. If I say Control H, I can see that it's a solid. And so now, of course, I'm going to say Control J, and I'm going to select the geometry, and I'm going to put a color on it. Let's say I want this color. I'm making a camel now. And cool. And what I want is light blue color in here. So what I need to do is go and subdivide the face, or divide the face. And I'm going to say tangent faces. So we're going to be looking at all those faces, and we're going to select those as the dividing objects. Not this. Finger on the shift key and that. Okay. Dividing objects, normal to face. Say OK. And I'm going to do F4 so you can see that when I went into this menu, I had hide dividing objects on as a default. And so that's why now I can't see them. So I'm going to go back into the solid with edges, and then I'm going to Control J, and I'm going to do the faces. This face, this face, this face, and that face will now be a different color. Let's say dark brown. There we go. That goes with the color it is now. So there's the spots. And that's a really nice use of XForm and the n-sided surface and the sew command and the divide face command. It's all in there. And these are the techniques that really give you power. So as you can see now, you can see that this whole body was made in that same exact way with the polka dots and everything, and the surface down here and all of that sewing together. And so there is our finished product. And of course, we can play the animation, which says, oh, I'm going to bat my eyes and I'm going to stick out my tongue. See that? Of course, the way I did that was to go into the animation designer and make all of these rigid groups. The tongue is a separate rigid group. There's a separate rigid group for the eyelashes. And then there's axes in here about which they turn. I've got a revolute joint, a fixed joint on the whole dinosaur, and a slider joint for the tongue. And as you can see, the tongue does a little dart out. I hear that reptiles taste the air. I don't know if that's true, but I've heard it. It has truthiness anyway. And so there you go. You've got a dinosaur that blinks its eyes. It's got a nice little shape on it. It's cute and it's fun. And these techniques are the same techniques that we use for high-end aerospace design, but this was just fun on a weekend, and there you go. Again, my name is Steve Samuel from Design Visionaries, and this video and many, many more can be found on the Design Visionaries YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you online. Thanks again.